All right, guys, so here's what we're going to cover now. We're going to cover door knocking, which I can honestly say, back when I first got in the insurance business, I wasn't crazy about it because my first experience with insurance was mortgage protection, and we didn't door knock. It was all making phone calls, preset appointments. And then this was back, I got involved in 2009, and with the mortgage crisis, leads were very hard to get. So then we started getting these final expense leads, and we had this guy that came to our training that basically, he was an old timer, been doing final expense for 30 years, and says, man, if you guys are calling these leads, you're crazy, you got to go door knock them. We did a little bit of door knocking training, and then I said, you know what, I got the leads, I'm gonna go give it a try. But what I can tell you is I was so nervous getting out there, but now that I've been doing it for years, this is by far, this is my favorite way to prospect any type of lead, and I'm going to share with you exactly how I do my door knocking, give you little tips, and then Jim here is actually going to, let's say when we first go up, maybe let me in, and then we'll go back and forth, and you give me some crazy rebuttals if you want to, and maybe I can, we didn't rehearse this, by the way. So it's not scripted. This is all impromptu. So hopefully I can, overcome some objections. We'll see how good I am. Just a couple of real quick things. When I go up to the door, if it's a single family home, not an apartment, I'm not taking any type of folder or briefcase or my portfolio. All I'm taking is a clipboard with the lead attached. I'm bringing my door knockers. And of course I have my state regulated, got to have your ID badge, okay? And it doesn't matter what kind of lead it is. It could be Facebook lead, internet lead, direct mail lead. I door knock them all. And the clipboard is really important because it's not just a clipboard to clip the leads. I can use it for different things. Jim, you mentioned you got bit by a dog once. Well, I've been attacked by a dog once or twice too, and the clipboard is handy for beating the dog on the head. It's also good if you're in an area that has some areas that I used to door knock would have the privacy or have the
no trespassing.
I don't know if they have those where you live, but no, it's like the wrought iron door,
Yeah.
like security door.
Right.
So with this, you can really use the clip. If you can see my clipboard, you can see all the edges are pounded off. That's from tapping on windows, tapping on the door, using it for that. So it comes in pretty handy. The other thing is, in case they're not home, you want to make sure that you have your delivery notices. Couple other things, a couple of real quick tips too, is that if I'm door knocking a single family home and there's a driveway, I'm always going to pull into the driveway, and when I pull in, I'm going to leave intentionally, I'm going to leave my car door open. So if a person inside happens to be looking out, they can see, who is this coming to my house? Oh, well, and they're looking, well, they left their door open. They must be just dropping something off. Okay, maybe they think I'm an Amazon driver. I don't know, but I'm walking. The other thing too, as I'm walking to the house, Jim, I'm not lollygagging like this. I'm getting out of the car and I got a nice brisk walk, walking to the house, just in case that person's looking out. I want them to see that looks like I'm kind of in a hurry. And the other thing that some agents will do, and I know it seems kind of corny, is that they'll actually wave to the house. Have you guys ever heard of that before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So as you're walking up, you're looking, and you pretend like you see somebody and you kind of wave. And the funny thing is I know it's really corny, but the funny thing is that sometimes I'll do that, and then you'll see curtains move or something like that, and then the client's in there and they're thinking, oh damn, they got me. They know that I'm home. A couple of other real quick tips is that when you do knock on the door, make sure that you step back from the door. If this is the door, I don't want to, I don't want to be when they open the door right here. especially if it's some little old lady that's about this tall and you're like a big dude, 6 foot or taller, towering over, it can be kind of intimidating. So just as a rule of thumb, what I say is that kind of a guide, however tall you are, be that many feet back from the door. So I'm about 5'9", so I'm going to step back at least 5, or, I'm not going to do it here because we're taping, but typically I would step back, sometimes off the porch, almost onto the sidewalk. And what that will do is that if there is a little old lady there and she opens her door and I'm like there, she's more likely to open the door all the way. Does that make sense? To see, because I'm less intimidating. Okay, and then I'll do my little, hey, how you doing? Joe, state licensed agent. I'll do the, like kind of the intro. So those are the main tips I wanted to go over before we do the door knock. So now we'll go ahead and do the door knock. Jim, you answer the door. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll just pretend like this is the door. I'm going to go up. The other thing too is that if it has a doorbell, I am going to ring the doorbell, but I'm not going to count on the doorbell. I'll ring the doorbell and I'll also knock on the door. And I'll knock pretty good. I mean, I'll knock pretty hard. Sometimes I'll use my clipboard, and then I'll step back and I'll wait for Jim to come out. So Jim, you go ahead and come out and meet me.
Yes.
Well, you can just open the door. Go ahead and scoot back a little bit. Oh,
Can I help you?
how you doing, Jim?
Yes.
Hey, Jim, my name's Joe,
Can't see that.
and I'm the state licensed agent who oversees the area.
For?
The reason why I was stopping by, Jim, is that you had recently, and I'm going to kind of mosey up then, you had recently filled this form out online about the state regulated programs to cover final expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And my job is just simply to get you the information you requested. It only takes a few minutes. May I come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So boom, that was pretty easy. He let me in. Okay, so but that's pretty much the script. If it was a direct mail lead, I'd be using the same script. You had recently filled out this form, mailed it back to our company. If it's a Facebook lead, hey, you had filled this out on Facebook, requesting, I always say the form. So even if it's an internet lead, hey, you had filled out this form online, requesting some information. My job is simply just to get you the information you requested. It only takes a few minutes. May I come in? Okay.
Can you drop it off?
So we'll go over a couple of rebuttals. So I'll say, hey, you had filled out this form requesting information. It only takes a few minutes to go over with you. May I come in?
Oh, you can just drop it off. I'll look it over.
You look it over?
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, I do need to do it in person. It would be a lot easier if I could just drop it off.
Yeah.
But the fact is that there's these plans. These are Jim. These are not like cookie cutter plans.
Mm-hmm.
And I put together a folder for you. It honestly only takes a few minutes to go over the information. This way, and what I can do is educate you on all the plans that are available, and explain how they work, go over your rights and options, answer any questions you have, and get out of your hair. Does that sound fair enough?
Yeah. How long is it going to take?
Oh, well, maybe 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take that long.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to tell them 5 or 10 minutes. We know it takes longer, but really I can kind of go over the information. Within 5 or 10 minutes, I can at least engage his interest, whether or not he's going to, and maybe, he's a little standoffish, but maybe once I get him inside, maybe I can warm him up a little bit and get him to kind of come on my side a little bit. What other objections do you think would be kind of common objections?
Yeah, I don't remember filling that out.
That's a big one. I don't remember filling it out, especially with an internet lead. You know what I mean? So just say, I don't remember filling anything out.
Yeah, I don't remember filling that out. What's your name?
It's Joe. I'm the state licensed agent. Yeah, I can appreciate that. Believe it or not, we actually hear that a lot because you actually filled this out probably quite a while ago. But the fact of the matter is, Jim, we have no record that we ever got you the information you requested. I'm assuming is that when you did fill this out, that your main concern was just to make sure is that when you do pass away, you're not leaving your family with a financial burden. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I do remember something
Okay.
to that effect.
Because you actually, and trust me, I don't randomly just come knock on people's door. That'd be a little bit weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But here's the information, and actually, if we could just verify this information,
Mhm.
it does have your date of birth and your height and weight. You put down your 6'2", 185 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I said, it only takes a few minutes to go over the programs. May I come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah. How about I'm not interested anymore? I changed my mind.
Mhm.
I get that.
Okay.
I'm not interested. How about that one?
Yeah, I do remember something like that, and no longer interested.
Okay. Believe it or not, that'll actually make my job a whole lot easier that you're not interested. But because you did fill the form out, I am just required to give you the information and just explain how the programs work. This way, at least you'll have the information.
Mhm.
And Jim, maybe you're not interested now, but maybe 6 months or a year from now, maybe you will be interested. At least you'll have my information and you'll know how the programs works. You'll give me a call. If you give me just a few minutes, let me just go over the programs. Let me show you how they work, answer any questions, and I'll just get out of your hair. Does that sound fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay. You let me in. I'm trying. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, you're not going to get into every house. You're going to meet people that are going to be jerks. So what? Let them be a jerk. Don't let that affect your attitude. I only, as an individual, as a life insurance agent, to be honest, I only want to work with people that want to work with me. And I like working with nice people because I'm a nice guy. You know what I mean? But you're not going to, if someone's a total jerk, I'm going to say, no problem. Sorry about that. Tell you what I'll do, Jim. I'm just going to go ahead and take you off the list, okay?
Mhm.
And just and leave. No big deal. I'm not going to let his negativity get me down.
What I would say, honestly, because it's just my daughter and I would tell you I don't let strange men in my house. What would you do to that effect? What
Who,
would you
the
say?
woman?
Yeah, if you didn't, I would say it's just me and my daughter. I'm not letting strange men in my house.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I've never had that happen.
No, I'm telling you,
Ever.
I would tell you that.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
No, you honestly you wouldn't. I mean, you say that you would, but if you had actually filled out a form requesting information, okay, what you may say is some other rebuttal of, "Hey, I'm not interested," or "Take me off your list," or whatever. But I'm just out of the thousands of door knocks that I've done. And if that were the case, probably the person is, if they were to say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to let some strange guy into my house," okay? I would probably, first of all, you don't want to get confrontational.
Right.
I mean, what can you say? Well, I don't blame you, Miss Bianca. I wouldn't let a strange person into my house either. But we have met. My name's Joe, and you did fill out this form. Would there be a better time that maybe we could get together, where there was maybe your daughter or you mentioned somebody else that would be here? Because I know this is important to you. Because if it wasn't important, you wouldn't have filled the form out requesting information about the state regulated programs.
That's good.
So I don't want to waste your time. You tell me, is receiving the information, is it truly important to you?
Yes.
Okay. You tell me what works best for you. When could we meet back at a different time? Okay?
Now, if they had a porch
Yeah.
and you saw a table and chairs, would you mention, understand, you don't want me in the house, can we sit here?
Oh,
for
yeah,
a few
absolutely.
minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, so I was going to actually, and it depends where you're. Now in Florida, it's easier to do that.
Right.
But in Chicago in December, you're not sitting out on the front porch doing anything. You know what I mean? So, we're in Florida, so it would be easier. Oh, and I would probably that's the direction I would go. Oh, no problem. There's no reason for me to come to the house. In fact, would you be more comfortable? Let's just sit outside. Let me kind of go over the programs with you. It only takes a few minutes. I'll explain how they work, answer any questions you may have, and get out of your hair. Oh, okay, great. Well, I actually put a folder together for you. Let me just go to my car. And I'd go back to my car, I'd get my pre-sale folder, my little binder. I do a whole presentation. I've sold many policies on the hoods of cars in my car, where I had people like, oh, I don't want anybody in my house. Why do you think they didn't want anybody in their house?
They're afraid of getting sold.
No, they're hoarders, and their house is a disaster. You know, I can look inside and I can see, or the cat lady that's got 15 cats in her house, and you know, I don't even want to get into it, but you know what I'm saying? Those are certain situations. So you're not going to be able to get in every house, but at the same time, as agents, we need to be adaptable. You need to be able to roll and be able to do a presentation out on the front porch, on the lid of a trash can, or on the hood of a car, whatever it takes. You know. In fact, I just did a presentation for a lady in Aurora. She wouldn't let me in the house. We did the whole thing outside. You know, she said her son was sleeping. I don't want to wake up my son. That wasn't it. I knew her house was a wreck inside, and she was too embarrassed to let anybody in the house. That's what it was. And I didn't want to push it. I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. It's a little chilly, but we got it knocked out. What other objections? You guys throw some objections at me. What do you think you may get? Those are the ones, or can you just mail me something?
Yeah.
You know, that's one. Usually you don't get that in person. Usually you get that over the phone. But they say, hey, can you just mail me something? Yeah, Jim, I could mail you something. In fact, I mean, that'd make my job a whole lot easier to be able to mail you something. But the fact of the matter is that these programs, these state-regulated programs, are customized for each individual needs. It's not just some cookie cutter, something, you know, some garbage that you're buying off the TV. And I realize that it seems like I get the feeling that, you know, you don't have a lot of time. But if you have just a few minutes, what I'll do, if you allow me, let me just kind of go over the programs with you real quick. I'll explain how they work. I'll answer any questions you have and get out of your hair.
Can you
Fair
give
enough?
me a number?
Yeah, let's go inside. I'll get you a number.
Okay.
What about, somebody else was here a month ago and got taken care of already?
Yeah, I mean, you do get that already have it taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's actually a super easy one. So say, oh wow, this is already have it taken care of.
Yeah, I've taken care of it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody was here last month.
Awesome. That'd actually make my job a whole lot easier. I'm not sure if it was anyone from our company or not, but because you did fill this form out, yeah, I am not responsible. I am obligated to at least get you the information. Let me just show you how the program works real quick. And maybe what I can do is take a look at I'm assuming you received a policy?
Yes.
Okay. Allow me 5 minutes. I'll review your policy with you and make sure it's a Superman policy. Because the worst thing you'd want is have a policy with weaknesses. And at the end of the day, Jim, let me ask you a question. Would it make you mad if I could save you some money?
Maybe.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's go inside. So we're going to try to get inside and review it. So I always like that saying this. Hey, would it make you mad if I could save you some money? What are they going to say? Yeah? Say no. Okay, let's take a look at it. Here's the thing, Jim. Either I can improve your situation, at least let me look at your policy. If you got a great policy, I promise you, I'll tell you it's a great policy, don't touch it. If it's got weaknesses and I can improve your situation, I'll improve your situation. At least we'll know what you have and we'll part as friends. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So, before we wrap it up, any other things that you guys can think of? The thing about door knocking, the key is doing the activity. The more you do it, the better you'll get. And the other thing too, the thing that I swear to God, the thing that broke, like my breakthrough, is that when I first started door knocking, I always felt like I was bothering people. It's like, oh my God, I'm bothering people. And then something clicked in my brain that said, you're not bothering them. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? They solicited me. They filled out the form. You know, what if I had a crystal ball and I could look into the crystal ball and I see Jim's in a car wreck 3 weeks from now and dies. And his family doesn't have coverage. Why? Because I was too scared to knock on his door. I don't want to have that. At least I want to and at the end of the day, if I wad up the lead and throw it away, at least I know I met you face to face and I resolved it, and you told me no to my face. But I just feel like as an agent, I'm obligated to resolve every single lead that I get. Am I going to resolve them all? No, it's impossible. Can I resolve 90% of them? Yeah. Through tons of activity, phone calls, and door knocking. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up the training for door knocking. I hope this video has been helpful, and we'll catch you on the next training episode. Thank you.